Well, it looks like it's happening. It looks like Germany is moving into shutdown mode. Didn't read the complete article, but I saw a headline that says Germany will be closing a bunch of stuff. I don't remember all of them. I put a list of them right here. But I guess Germany is going to be shutting down a bunch of things. I've decided to do a self-quarantine. Everybody else is doing it. I've decided to do my part in the whole situation. I'm out and about right now, but out here, nobody comes out here. There's nobody in this area. I don't really know what to think of the situation. I've been fortunate enough to have seen many deadly viruses and diseases come and threaten the population. And I don't know if it's surprisingly or unsurprisingly, we've kind of made it through them all. And here we are yet upon another one. And I'm kind of on the fence sometimes about it. I don't want to be the one that's naive and be like, we'll get through it, it's no problem. And then end up coming down with something and spreading it and becoming the topic of everybody's news article as a person that didn't do his thing to thwart the problem. Now, I know this video is different from what you normally see, but I was going to take a walk anyway, so I figured I'd just bring the camera along and talk to you guys while I walk. So it's just going to be a few minutes of my thoughts. Now, from where I stand personally, this started with the schools. The schools shut down, and that took my daughters out of school for the next, they're saying 5 weeks, I guess. And we've now been given all of the assignments and all of the work and stuff that the kids have to do over the next 5 weeks. Not all of it, they're gonna send it on a weekly basis, but what I'm saying is we're not becoming the teachers where the teachers were the teachers before. And it's given me a new job. Not only do we assist with homework, but now we have to be the ones to actually implement the new work, teach new assignments, introduce the new lesson plans and things like that. It's just become just a little bit stressful. I'm sorry if you guys hear the wind. Now, this morning began it all. They sent us everything through an email, and I got I want to say something like 12 emails, all from the teachers sending in lessons and lesson plans. They have yet to tell us if we're going to be the ones to test them or not, or if this is going to be something they want to do online, or however it's going to go. But when I say it's stressful, I don't mean to be selfish about it, because it's not just stressful on the parents or the teachers. It's very stressful on the students. So my daughters are used to a process, and the way they operate, when you take them out of something they're used to, it just seems so strange to them that they feel like they're out of place, and then that in turn makes it feel stressful for them. And I do kind of understand that. They're used to a certain thing, they just want to keep doing that thing that's been working. But now that, I'm becoming the teacher, it's just like now I have to kind of learn the way that they've been learning it from the real teachers so that I can give it to them in a way that they will understand, at least semi-understand. Of course, I had to come out on the day that they're testing this thing. Of course. And now that that's over, I did go into town recently because I needed something and I wanted to see if it was available, which it was. And when going into town, I noticed that a lot of places had already started the whole shutdown process of stuff. This was before I had even noticed that there was an actual announcement of there being a shutdown. I just noticed that today. It's starting with the schools. It moved on to some of the businesses here in the bigger town that I live in. I suspect that once a lot of the shutdowns start, they'll be going on for as long as they'll be having the schools closed. So I'm gonna suspect about 5 weeks as well. Could be more, could be less. I don't know what they're gonna do, but for the next couple weeks at least, I guess I'll be stuck inside the house just like everybody else that's trying to do their thing with this whole quarantine situation. But when it comes to my upload schedule, I don't know if they'll be locking down the place that I go to on the weekends or not. If they do that, then I'll have even more time on my hands. And as far as fulfilling my YouTube obligation, I'll probably add another live stream or two, just so I can stay in contact with the people. As crazy as this stuff is, and as swiftly as it seems to be occurring, I kind of feel refreshed. I kind of feel like we need a reboot. I don't mind the empty streets, the empty stores. I don't mind the ghost towny kind of thing. Give everybody a chance to get away from the hustle and bustle, get away from being so focused on busyness all the time. Give people a chance to be at home with themselves, with their minds and their thoughts, get a refresh, reboot, clear everything out of their heads and kind of see where they're at. Especially people in the creator world, like myself. This will really give me a chance to clear my thoughts, clear my mind, You know, not be around so many people all the time. I love being around people, just not being around so many people all the time. You know what I mean? But even after going into some of the groups I'm with online and seeing some of the pictures from back in New York City, how the city is actually empty, I think that's crazy as hell. But for me, I'm just like, why am I not there now? You know what kind of stuff I can get done with empty streets of New York City? Imagine no one being in Times Square right now. That's crazy. Now, I know people might look at you like you're a nut job if you're out there recording shit and they just happen to be passing by. But for me, I thought that was awesome. Get me out there. So even locally, when I went downtown, I saw the empty streets and I was just like, wow, this is refreshing. I'm not hearing a bunch of kids screaming. I'm not hearing people chit-chattering. I'm not hearing a bunch of buses and cars rolling around. It just felt really, really clean for me. Call me crazy. And I actually can't wait to see what people start coming up with being stuck in the house all the time and not being able to get out and do nothing and record nothing. I've ridden my bike down this road a couple times, and I've also come here a few times, but my girls are afraid to come up to it. I don't want to stay here and disrespect this place too long because I really don't know what it means. I really wish I knew what it means. If somebody German can tell me in the comments what this is, I would appreciate it. Let me get out of here because I don't want to disrespect. So I think I heard someone say that the biggest spreaders of this thing are the people who are less susceptible to the actual symptoms of it because they don't feel like they're sick. They don't feel like they have it. So they go out and they spread it. So I think the actual idea is to be infected, quote unquote. Act like you're infected, quarantine yourself off so that if you do, you're not spreading it, which makes sense to me. And I really hope that message gets out and starts spreading because, you know, there's still a lot of people going out and being out, you know. I think if I'm not mistaken, I don't keep up as much as I should, but Italy kind of learned that lesson the hard way. They're feeling it right now. This isn't something that I want to see spread anywhere, but on a more personal level, I don't want to see it come anywhere near my little ones. And it's kind of crazy that even with all this happening, I still feel quite good because the weather's getting nice. It just gives me good feelings anyway, like regardless of the situations. And I just still can't help but feel good. I do understand that it will worsen before it gets better, but I'm not going to invest that much energy in this doing that much more damage. And let's hope that that's the case. I tell you what too, man, it's going to be weird to look back on this a year or two from now and be like, wow, remember that thing, that thing that happened? That was crazy, right? As a matter of fact, from what I can see, I don't think there's much effort that's really required in order to slow the momentum of this thing down. Just stay out of people's presence that look like they may be sick. Wash your hands, stay clean, you know, try to keep germs away from your presence as much as possible, which all this stuff should be normal anyway, I feel like. And if need be, at the worst, like right now, do the 14-day quarantine. It just doesn't feel like there's much effort that's required in order to slow this thing down. I think people are just kind of taking it too lightly. I think they underestimated the ability for it to spread. This is the consequence of that. Now, for the people who think in terms of conspiracies, I'm well aware of the idea or the possibility that this could be something that's pushed by those who shall remain unspoken. And that's the part of my mind that keeps me from having so much fear. Now, y'all can do with that what you will. I'm not going to go too far into that, but I'm well aware of this great possibility. But even then, the sun's going away. Even then, I stand by the idea that there's still just not much that's required in order to keep this thing at bay. Just be cautious. Be cautious of who you're around. Be cautious of what you expose yourself to. Be healthy in the first place. You know, that's a good thing. That's a good way to protect yourself. I realize life happens and we don't all just do certain things. So now I know you've noticed that I haven't said the name of the thing, and that's because YouTube is still suppressing certain videos that mention it or talk about it. So I don't want to say the name of the darn thing. You guys know what I'm talking about at this point. And if you're watching this years from now, yeah, you can say the name yourself. And if you do want to talk about it, don't put the actual name in the comments either, because the algorithm picks up on its name no matter where it's at. If I put it on the screen, if it's in the comments, if I say it, and it'll just flatten my video and tuck it at the bottom of the YouTube cupboard. The sun's disappearing again. Guess it's time to walk back. In not too long, all this will be cornfields. It'll be tall corn growing all around here. Corn as far as the eyeballs can see. So I just wanted to share my thoughts while I walk. If you guys like this kind of thing, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do more because these are easy. All I have to do is step outside on a beautiful day with the camera. Two of my favorite things, good weather and a camera. If you guys like these things, let me know down in the comments. Maybe I'll do more. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on what we're doing to do our part here and how I feel about the whole thing, as a whole. And I guess my thoughts aren't anything different than what you might be thinking. Let's talk about it in the comments, man. But I'm gonna finish my walk, and I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Hopefully this thing is lifted soon. But in the meantime, stay safe, keep yourself healthy, and let's get through this thing. I'll talk to y'all in the next video, man.